President, Mr. Donald Ramatar and Mrs. Ramatar, my prime ministerial candidate, our past president, our GS, my other colleagues up here, and you, the people of Guyana, the people we have been working for over the last 22 years. I am pleased, and we are all pleased to see so many of you out this evening, and all of you being comfortably pleased with what we have accomplished over the last 22 years. And we want to continue. We have achieved much, but there is still much more to do. And we want to continue in the work and in the direction pointed by our founder leader, Dr. Chedi Jagan. Dr. Chedi Jagan is truly the father of our nation. It is astonishing for those who read his Western trial and learn about his biography that this young man, even as a child, a firstborn Guyanese, living as he was in Port Morant amongst mostly immigrant persons in his immediate family, that he took so much to Guyana, and he saw himself as the champion for all the peoples here in Guyana. And we know his life history. We know his formation of the Political Affairs Committee. We know about his founding, launching of the People's Progressive Party in 1950. And we know that he always set out, even from the very first, to ensure that in his leadership he had persons from all the sectors of Guyana. He truly dedicated himself to making a nation from the different fragments of peoples that history and fate had thrown together here. Not to become a nation, but to work on the estates. And he took up the challenge of making a nation out of us all. And so it is that every year we have a right to come here and remember his memory as the father of the nation. And I'm pleased to have been a part of the government that he led when he eventually returned to government and worked to reassure everyone that we will continue to make Guyana a better place for everyone. He worked to establish the economies that were here before, that were founded by our colonial people, and he also worked to bring about new economies. And in this regard, he was followed up by our past president, Jacques Diot, who brought into Guyana, initiated a number of new industries and economic activities. We're not a party that only looks to the past. We're a party that has always been looking to the future to make a better life for every Guyanese. And I'm particularly pleased, and this is my last occasion as Prime Minister, to feel that I have achieved quite a bit. That I feel comfortably pleased working a lot with my old buddy, Comrade Nocta, in establishing the links to the hinterland and the links joining our villages all across our interior. Our colonial masters may have set in place in their time the coast, but we have a challenge to develop our hinterland, and we are well on the way in developing our hinterland. I regret that I couldn't come to you today with a mila already in construction. That's something I regret. I regret that I couldn't come to you today with a new telecoms law that ends the monopoly and brings us into a new situation. But these are things that I'm sure once you return us to office on the 11th of May, that we will quickly get about and continue the development of our country. And I'm pleased to be followed by Mrs. Elizabeth Harper, someone who has worked with us all, particularly the Office of the President, over these years to follow up and make sure that Guyana gets the best in the international world. So, comrades, here I'm not saying farewell. You won't see the end of me. I will always be there to challenge you